Alright, this is the fucking last time I'm trying to record this. I need to give my final take on the Derek Barnett pick so that it can stir. I can see the comments tomorrow before I make my final assessment video of this pick. But I don't really see much fucking changing right now. I need to try to get this out because like the last couple ones have been 15 minutes. I don't get enough time to render something like that. So let's make it nice and quick here. So Philadelphia Eagles selected Derek Barnett at 14. And what I need is for someone to tell me why this was a good pick. And I'm not saying tell me why Derek Barnett is a good player. I'm telling you why is the Philadelphia Eagles addressing defensive end a good pick. Going into the draft, we had debatably 4 positions in need. Linebacker, wide receiver, running back, cornerback. At linebacker, Reuben Foster fell to us. We brought him in twice. He slipped because of the medical, clearly. But there still was some value there. The San Francisco 49ers traded back up into the first round to select him. And, you know, I would take a Derek Barnett. Unless this motherfucker needs amputation of some sort of arm, Derek Barnett is a playmaker. There is no injury, I don't think, that would completely write him off my board. Especially really with the fact that Michael Kendricks is pretty much as good as gone. And now, in retrospect, looking at the draft, where you have a team like, I don't know, team like the Giants took Evan Ingram at tight end position. Within our own division, you got Jason Witten on the Cowboys, Jordan Reed on the Redskins. And usually it's not Jordan Hicks covering those tight ends. We usually have a guy like Michael Kendricks or outside linebackers. We like to have Jordan Hicks in the box against the run and being able to rush the passer, which is beneficial. And he's not a slouch against covering tight ends. It just, maybe I could be completely off on this, but it seems like more often than not, we would see Michael Kendricks be the guy that comes on the field to try to stop screen passes and try to go up and match up against tight ends with athletic ability. So with Michael Kendricks off the team, which is pretty much a foregone conclusion because we need to get under the cap, Camus Grugier-Hill is slated to be our starting outside linebacker between him and Najee Good. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, Reuben Foster, that's a bad pick there at 14. Really, really want to stop goddamn best receiving tight end maybe in the NFL today in Jordan Reed. Now you got a freak like Evan Ingram, who one of the best tested, pretty much glorified wide receiver at the tight end spot on the Giants with Eli Manning throwing to him. Yeah, no, Camus Grugier-Hill, that's a good fit. Wide receivers were gone. Ross, Williams, Corey Davis, they were all gone. So, 14 would have been a reach for anyone else. Running backs, it really did suck that Christian McCaffrey went at 8. But he's a baller, and he was going to go that high anyway. I really would have liked that pick to happen. But it wasn't ever going to happen. Fournette was gone. Cook was still on the board, but we all know I'm not a huge fan of Dalvin Cook. I think I'd be maybe a little less pissed at the pick if we get Dalvin Cook over Derek Barnett, but I can't guarantee that that's the case. I'm just not a fan of Dalvin Cook. But at least that's a need. At least Dalvin Cook would be penciled in. Most likely our starting running back, him in rotation with Darren Sproles. But no, we didn't go that. He's still there in the second round. So then you got corners. And I mean, there's still a bunch of corners that went after Philadelphia picked. Adoree Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, Tre'Davious White. Garyon Conley, who was supposedly off everyone's board, went to the Raiders. They gave him a lie detector test. It's going to be bullshit. It's going to come back bullshit. He's going to be this year's La'el Collins. Everything's going to be fine. And now the Raiders have a guy that's going to be able to contribute on the Super Bowl run because that's what Super Bowl teams do. They draft good players like Garyon Conley, and they address needs like getting Garyon Conley. And he's going to be able to take over for Sean Smith once he slows down. He was kind of slowing down a little bit last year. Great pick by the Raiders there. Would have been nice if we would have got Garyon Conley, who would come in and be penciled right now as our starting corner. So then those positions are gone. There's still some talent there. Plenty of talent there at the corner spot at 14. That would have been a much better pick than Derek Barnett. Because where people say getting a corner at 14 may be a reach, I completely agree with you. Some of these corners should not be picked at 14. That's why you try to trade back. There's plenty of teams looking to move up. You could have traded back and then selected one of those corners. But I also feel that reaching for a position at 14 is equally as bad. Reaching at defensive end at 14 is as equivalent as reaching for maybe Marlon Humphrey or Tre'Davious White or Garyon Conley or something like that at 14. I see it as the exact same way. And don't give me best player available bullshit with Derek Barnett. Best player available to me as a lifelong football fan that somewhat makes decent amount of waves on YouTube for my football opinion. Best player available is a term that I think teams that make playoffs consistently can use. Because they're a team, they're incredibly well-rounded. They have the luxury of being able to go best player available. Oh, we don't need this, but maybe we can hold on to it and eventually trade someone, get more picks, the circle of life in the National Football League. Patriots, they're a team. Falcons, those are teams. Packers. That's, well, I mean, maybe not so much the Packers. Steelers. Okay, we'll just use the Patriots. Patriots are the best example. Patriots are a team that have the luxury of going best player available. Philadelphia, when you have fucking black holes in the secondary, a black hole at the starting running back spot, you're starting to see some shit now at linebacker if Kendrick's gone. Those are holes. You gotta fill that shit, or else other teams are gonna exploit it, and you're gonna lose. Especially teams within your own division. So now we have, you know, Camus Grugier-Hill, most likely when Kendrick's gone, trying to cover the tight ends in the division because we didn't want to go linebacker. Okay. All right. That's facts. That is facts. Corner. We have Jalen Mills, Patrick Robinson, Dwayne Gratz, Ron Brooks, Aaron Grimes. Those are all right. Cool. That's a nice little stable if I'm trying to fucking start a connected franchise mode where I'm trying to like just go from worst to best or something. But you got to cover Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Marshall, Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, Des Bryant, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, Terrell Pryor, Jamison Crowder, Jordan Reed, Zeke Elliott out the backfield, Chris Thompson out the backfield. That's, what is that? 12 guys that we are not capable of covering. When we decide to go, I mean, there's still some draft to go. We have the second round where I would personally like to get Joe Mixon. That would bring it around for me. But you probably have to go corner there because that's how bad we are at the cornerback spot. So we're going to miss on a prospect like Joe Mixon. It's just the tumble down effect from getting a player like Derek Barnett at 14. So let's wrap this out here. I want to get this at least under 10 minutes. So the picture of Derek Barnett, what I need people to do to me is explain why this was a good pick. Not why Derek Barnett is a good player. I don't hate Derek Barnett. I think if we had a need at defensive end, I'd be all right with this. He was probably my 4th defensive end in this year's draft class. Myles Garrett, Solomon Thomas, Jonathan Allen, and then Derek Barnett. I mean, Myles Garrett, once-in-a-lifetime guy. Solomon Thomas, they're kind of rare, getting a guy like that. Jonathan Allen has unheard-of production, maybe one of the best defensive players in the history of Alabama. But Derek Barnett, there's a Derek Barnett in every draft class. Limited athlete, great technician, had great production at school. There's one of those, there's 3 of those in every single draft class. There's nothing really special about a Derek Barnett. He's a technician. So looking at our depth chart right now, okay, he's never going to play over Brandon Graham. He's never. Brandon Graham, Pro Football Focus All-Star. If he can get some substance at the end of his quarterback pressures, he's an All-Pro. Looking at the other defensive end, you brought in Chris Long, a free agency, top depth guy, definitely going to get himself his share of starting minutes. But then more importantly, you have Vinny Curry. So you have Vinny Curry, got paid big money, and he struggled to stay healthy last season. But when he has played for us and played meaningful minutes, he's been pretty damn productive. Now he's finally in a 4-3 out of that goddamn 3-4 that he struggled with Chip Kelly. And he's going into this season getting paid like a starting defensive end. He has a big old contract. And this is going to be the year. He's going to start. He was going to get probably double-digit sacks, I think, if he can stay on the field healthy. But with getting the pick of Derek Barnett, you're pretty much signaling that you fucked up by paying Vinny Curry that much money. You're already giving up on him. That's what that sign is, because you're still saying, we need to beef up the position. Oh, who's behind Vinny Curry? Oh, just our former first-round pick, Marcus Smith, who didn't look terrible in rotational duty last year. Hopefully he was looking to carve out a bigger role. But now there's another mouth to feed on the defensive end department. Again, doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense. Is Derek Barnett going to be able to cover Evan Ingram? Is he going to be able to cover Jordan Reed? Are you going to be able to take Derek Barnett? Hopefully he slims down in training camp and he can drop back and play in the secondary. Can he put on some fucking pads and put on a sick visor and run the ball for us? Or is he going to be a guy that could very well open up training camp as the 4th defensive end on our depth chart? We're not in the luxury to take a best player available of a guy that maybe 2-3 years down the road will be a starting defensive end. 2-3 years down the road, Derek Barnett, that's when Brandon Graham's going to be getting older and slowing down. That's when Fletcher Cox is getting older, slowing down. So you're basically saying that this guy is going to be probably a decent playmaker for us when everyone else is slowing down and we're watching our little window here for our beast on defense close for us to make a legit push into the playoffs. That's what you're saying to me? So all I'm asking out there right now, people, is someone to explain to me and be able to back it up. Why addressing the defensive end spot at 14 versus trading up for fucking Marshawn Lattimore? He was there at 11. Now I can't hold it completely against them because maybe they couldn't make that trade happen. Maybe the fucking Saints didn't want to trade. But when he slips, I would have been, as soon as he gets down to past the fucking Colts or the Chargers, I'm calling the Bengals. I'm calling the Bills. I'm calling the Saints. I'm saying, hey, we got a 14. We got 2 4th rounders. We got Pick your fucking... You want Michael Kendrick? There you go. He's good as gone. Have a good linebacker. Michael Kendrick walks in and becomes one of the top linebackers there in New Orleans. Just someone explain to me, with reasoning, why defensive end was where we had to go here at 14 versus trading up, trading back, Reuben Foster, Garyon Conley. That's all I want to know. As it stands right now, wasted pick. Till next time, it's C4 saying hopefully tomorrow is a little bit better and I'm not still on suicide watch. Thank you all for tuning in all on draft videos, and peace out.